There are rumblings going on in New York. New York, so nice they named it twice. They're getting a layup of a win maybe tonight against the Brooklyn Nets at Madison Square Garden. But things have not gone right for the Knicks for some time now.
Oh, a matchup with the Nets could not have been more needed than it is tonight for the New York Knicks.
Perfect prescription from the doctor, right?
Absolutely. Okay, so they started out 23-9, and they won the NBA Cup. They were thriving. Go New York, go New York, go. Everybody's feeling good.
That's a great theme song.
We're going back to the NBA Finals for the first time in a millennia. Since then, though, the wheels have completely fallen off. They've gone 2-9 during that stretch. Their offense has cratered to the bottom 10. Their defense has been middle of the road at best throughout the whole season, so it's gone from middle of the road to below average. It got so bad that when they were down by 30 at home on Monday and Martin Luther King Day against Dallas, the home crowd booed them out of the gym. Mm-hmm. And as a result, Jalen Brunson, according to multiple reports, scheduled a players-only meeting after the game and said, look, guys, basically, this is not a technical issue. This is not an X's and O's issue. This is an us issue. Lock in, do your effing job.
All I want to remind you, Kelvin, is 6 months ago, in an Odd Couple proof of performance, I said that the Knicks wanted Larry Brown and ended up with Charlie Brown when they hired Mike Brown. And now this is a Mike Brown problem because you're not getting effort. You know what I mean? They're not playing for you. That's scary. It's one thing you're not getting execution.
Right.
When people don't play for you and don't play defense and roll up their sleeves, that's a statement against the coach. That's what that is. And I'm still going to go back to one thing. I think the Knicks have gone south following Thumbgate. There's no other way of looking at it but since Thumbgate happened. That has derailed the Knicks. They've been awful since Josh Hart.
Did not have a heart.
And Jalen Brunson were connected by a thumb. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, I'm serious. Like what did Rob G just gave you the numbers? They got out the box. Oh my God, Mike Brown, what a difference! Oh, this is going to be great. Rob G didn't even mention that Cat went from his best season last year to having his worst season since his rookie year. Like he even said, I don't even know how I fit in here.
100%.
Dude, this is bad. But I'm saying since that incident and them winning the in-season tournament at the Cup, whatever you want to call it, it's been downhill.
I already hear it right now. What if I told you that one appendage could change it all? I can totally hear the 30 for 30 on this.
Elijah, make sure you get that in the headline, okay? That's all.
HRU.
Thumbgate.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Thumbgate. Look, I'm going to circle back to Thumbgate. Give me a minute on that. I'm going to start here. The thing about this was makes it interesting. You said proof of performance. You're so ridiculous. Going back to talking about when Larry Brown got Charlie Brown. This was the concern for me with the whole Tibbs. Like I ain't dying on the Tibbs here like he's Phil Jackson. But one thing you ain't questioned about him is how hard they're going to play. Almost to the point of too hard because, he's been that reputation of running guys down. Playing hard, playing good defense, and competing. That's one thing. If he ever has a calling card, that would have been that. Mike Brown, for all the years we've been knowing him as a coach, assistant coach, head coach, I still don't know his calling card. You get what I mean? I don't know, like, whether you love Mike D'Antoni or not, you knew what he would be. Like, if I said, hey, they're hiring Mike D'Antoni, then you would say.
I would say that you're not winning a championship. If they hire Mike D'Antoni,
that's fine. But I would say, then you know what he's going to get. You're going to get an MVP level out of Harden. But you point guard. You're going to get an MVP level out of Steve Nash. Right, but you got that. Mike Brown, I don't know what he does. I don't know his strength. And so, to me, now they're in a place where they don't know what they are. They've had to have multiple conversations about effort. And when you got to have multiple with veterans, not young guys who don't know any better, veterans, that is concerning without a doubt. And another thing I'm looking at, Karl-Anthony Towns, Carl Lewis, George Carlin, anybody. I'm trading. I'm calling. I'm writing down the phone with the Bucks. And I'm saying, hey, I know Giannis doesn't want to be traded, blah, blah, blah. I heard that the only team he had really interest in over the summer was us. What do we got to do?
But wait a minute.
How do we make
how
this
did
happen?
Karl-Anthony Towns go from what he was last year, a force, to this?
And you mentioned what I literally had written down here was him struggling. He just played very few minutes his most recent game. His fewest attempts. He looks lost. He doesn't know his role.
But that's what I'm saying. Mike Brown has to be part of the blame here.
A lot of the blame and he got put in a situation where what was it? Get to the championship finals or bust. Period. They can get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. You could argue with Tibbs. He had been in a row playoffs, few seasons in a row, moving in the right direction.
You can't accept what happened last year. I did. That's where we'll part.
Well, we disagree. We disagree on that because
the change. I don't have a problem with a change. I have a problem with bringing in a guy who's failed like over and over and over. Like he doesn't have any hardware on his own.
And that's why I said they brought in a guy that I don't have an identifying thing about him.
But Tibbs never won either. Tibbs hasn't won. And if you're the Knicks, you got to really be honest about yourself and whether or not Mike Brown is really the right coach. And I know that sounds crazy, but if not, this is like the Buffalo Bills, okay? Mm-hmm. You got a free path, basically, to the Eastern Conference Finals. Pistons are there. They've won.
This should be a rematch of y'all playoff series, yeah.
The Pistons have won 2 playoff games in 15 years, okay? Mm-hmm. So even as well as they've played, they don't have the mileage. They haven't played in big games like that. They couldn't even win a game last year at home. I'm not dismissing them, but I'm just saying.
But they should meet in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm with you on that.
I'm just saying that the Knicks should be the favorite in the Eastern Conference. They should because of their veteran players and the idea that they went to the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years in a row. Mm-hmm. Remember, they went against Indiana and lost, and then they went last year with Boston, right? Or did they lose in the second round? Second
round, then the Eastern Conference
Right,
Finals.
the second, but Indiana wound up going because they beat them in 7 games. You know what I mean? They lost Game 7 at home. My point is, no Indiana, no Boston. The Bucks are a mess. Cleveland's taking a step back. Mm-hmm. So if you're the Knicks, what are you doing? This can't be a year where, things didn't work out. We need another year to figure it out with Mike Brown. Where the Knicks are. This has to turn around immediately for me to feel good of Mike Brown continuing as coach here. Because it does not add up.
It's a waste of a year where it's wide open. The only
That's why Sean McDermott got fired, right? I mean they looked at it as a missed opportunity.
And they talked about the playoff wall they kept running into. So I am on the phone day in, day out, figuring out a package, even if it has to be a 3-team deal. You call a team, I'm making it up in Atlanta or somebody or something. You find a team because maybe you don't want Giannis. Maybe you want to go young and get a bunch of picks.
I'm firing Mike Brown before I get rid of Cat. So you want to get rid of Cat instead of Mike Brown.
Specifically for Giannis, yes. Getting rid of Cat just for the sake of it, no.
Okay.
Give me Giannis. That is my goal. That changes everything. You might not even have to fire Mike Brown if I can get Giannis. You pair him up with Jalen Brunson and a couple other pieces that they have. Now I can look at the Pistons and I already felt like we could compete with you. Now I really feel like that. If you go get Giannis, I'm getting Giannis.
Why shouldn't they feel they compete with the Pistons already?
They don't have the manpower. They don't have the fight. The Pistons just demolished them. They're a step down from last year, right? If this were the exact same team as last year, I would be like, I'm with you. Like, okay, yeah, right there. I got you.
The Pistons don't have a lot of playoff experience, and they haven't won a lot of games, and that's all. All I'm saying is the Knicks still should be the favorite in the East. They should. They're playing underneath.
But they're playing terribly. I get what you're saying,
right,
but they should be underneath. Terribly.
But they started 23-9, and they won the cup. The Pistons didn't win the cup in the half-season tournament or whatever.
If you don't ever in your life hush up about some cup, you always making fun of Darvin Ham for winning the cup. Now the cup matters to you?
No, but my point is that they got off to a good start. This is of late, the last 11. What has happened here is what I'm saying to you.
Dude, their
it'd be different if it was
27.
bad all year.
They are 2-8 in their last 10. They've lost 4 straight. They're getting blown out by teams. They are looking awful right now. Cat doesn't know what he's doing. The defense is 27th, I believe it is, since this run of the cup. Their offense isn't even looking good right now. They don't know what they're doing. They have to have routine meetings. I'm getting Giannis. Giannis, we just got booed last night. You got booed the other night. Come on, let's be boos together. Come on over here. I'll give up with a Cat. It's been a good run. You got to go. Third team deal if I need to, because I think the Bucks will want to just get a bunch of picks and start over. Will be there. That's what I would do if I'm the Bucks, because I don't think Karl-Anthony Towns you're not better with him than you were with Giannis. I'd rather get a bunch of picks. So third team deal. Send Karl-Anthony Towns to the other third team. Bucks start over. Other team feels like they're better because they got Cat, and the Knicks have Giannis where he's wanted to be. That's the only report. They just couldn't find the deal over the offseason. Make that happen, and now you're right back, and now you're feeling like, hey, we can compete, obviously, in the East, and maybe you feel like you can do something in the NBA Finals. I'm making a deal. Giannis don't want to say it, Rob. He don't want to be the bad guy and be like, get me out of Milwaukee. He just doesn't want to do that. So if I'm the Knicks, we'll be the bad guys. We'll offer such a great deal that the Milwaukee couldn't refuse it. We'll be the godfather, if you will, and come on over here and help us, because they're just going downhill. I think guys are tapping out, and they're not buying the message of Mike Brown.
I think they have the talent. It's just not being utilized. They have the talent. They were up 2-0 on ball. They had a
Indiana.
chance, on Indiana, and didn't win. Like that to me is the problem, is not utilizing what you have. I think they have more than enough talent, and we saw it last year.
Dude, they're 8 games behind the Pistons. 8. Not like 2, 3, 4.
What does that mean, though? Does that mean that they can't beat the Pistons in a playoff series?
I don't think they could as comprised, just because the way they play right now. They're playing terribly.
I disagree with that. That's not. They can play better than that.
I don't even think they would beat. I don't think they.
So you got the Pistons going to the NBA Finals?
I'm
asking you. No, I'm asking you right now.
I will answer that the day after the NBA trade deadline, because I got to make sure, like if Giannis goes to the Knicks or goes to
But what does it matter what the Pistons are doing? You don't feel confident in what they're doing, that no matter what they put together, it doesn't matter?
No.
Okay.
I think the Pistons are a great team. But I'm not going to sit up here. If Giannis goes and teams up with the Knicks or teams up with Jaylen Brown or something, now you got a whole different thing. So I would want to see that. They're absolutely the best team in the East. And to me, I don't have
the Pistons going to the NBA Finals.
Their heads above them.
I'd be shocked. I bet a pair of Jordans they don't get to the NBA Finals. But we'll talk about that.
All right, Rob. So they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts. And while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.